Welcome to Slidecast presented by Adventurous Life and Leadership. The idea of a slidecast is just to present a series of slides on a particular area in a way that you can listen, look, and also you could pause if you wish, take some screenshots of anything that's of interest to you. Today's slidecast is looking at the impact of collective efficacy. This is a part one of a part two series. Next time, we'll be looking at how we can embed collective efficacy within our organisations. My name's Jon Le Fevre. Little photo there for you so you can see the face behind the voice. More information about Adventurous Life and Leadership and how we can help and support you is available at the end of this slidecast. Thank you. Before we move on to collective efficacy, I thought it would be helpful to return back to Bandura's model of self-efficacy, so that personal belief that you can achieve your goals, and looking at the four components that are there on the slide. Accomplishment is the first component, which suggests that it's really important that we have success, and sometimes this has to be made explicit. Sometimes we have to make it explicit to ourselves, but the more success we have, success leads to success, and then we can believe that we can then do things again and also different things, so we can achieve different goals based on what we've learned from a success. The second component is vicarious experiences, observing others doing what you want to do or achieving the same or similar goals. So it states here that it is best if it is somebody of similar ability to you. So you can have that belief that if they can do it, then so can I. Then we have verbal persuasion. Talks about positive affirmation. So making it very clear when somebody has done something right and listening to that and hearing that, but as it states here, that's from somebody that you respect, which makes it really important and really valued. And the last component of self-efficacy is emotional state. It's being in control of one's emotions. So being in the right emotional place to be able to achieve. And as it says there, balance of anxiety and excitement, building and creating a safe emotional environment helps you believe that you can do something. So you're not too worried or too anxious when achieving the task. So building on that self-efficacy model, Bandura observed that when we have a group shared belief and they have a belief in their joint capacity and capability to achieve a goal, then there is definitely an improvement in attainment or execution of that goal. So I suppose it's adding all those individual self-efficacy levels, putting them together, but instead of just the individual self-efficacy, you get an added efficacy and belief that you can achieve because there is a belief in other people's ability as well as your own. My first encounter with collective efficacy was within the education sector, and as it says there, collective efficacy is the collective self-perception that staff in a school can make an educational difference to their students. And actually, as it says, surpassing the impact of home and communities. So if staff in a school believe that together they can make a difference to their pupils, it doesn't matter with respect to their home or community disadvantages. These can be overcome by people believing in their ability to make a difference to those students. And this diagram explains the impact of collective teacher efficacy, which is a windscreen of impact of all the different, or some of the different things that can be implemented or focused on within a school. So the things on the left-hand side, which are red, have a negative effect on children's outcomes. The blue on the right-hand side have as it says there, a zone of desired effect. So if the measure is above 0.4, then it is suggested that that is having an additional effect on children's outcomes. And as you can see there, right on the end, the largest effect of 1.6 is teacher collective efficacy. And this is from Hattie's visible learning meta-analysis that was carried out and is always being updated. Collective efficacy seems to keep at the top of the scoring. Now, Hattie does make it very clear that just believing in the fact that you can make a difference is not enough. What we have to do is evidence that and look at what is it that we're doing, what impact we have, and actually really getting under the skin of what it is that we're doing that's having the impact, but believing and realizing it is actually the teacher's impact that's making the difference, and it's the collective impact making the difference. So now we move away from educational sector and we look at how collective efficacy has had an impact in different sectors and organisations. And as you can see there on the screen, there are two examples where there's been evidence found where groups of people, one a community group, where they had a shared belief that they could band together to overcome crime. There is evidence that that resulted in significant less violence in that particular area. Also within companies, there's evidence and research that shows that when team members, they hold that belief that their team has the capability, has the capacity and the ability, and believe in themselves, there is a greater level of creativity and also productivity. So from schools to communities to businesses and organisations, collective efficacy does seem that it has a real place in realising shared goals, improving outcomes. And I do believe it must be a focus for us as leaders, as organisations, because it also can affect well-being. With respect to positive psychology and the PERMA model, you've got positive emotions and also that sense of achievement, both of which raises individuals and also teams' well-being. And we come to the last slide, and just some questions to consider with respect to collective efficacy. If you're not working in a school, then what would be your equivalent of student achievement? What is your outcome? What is your common goal for the team or the group of people that you're working with? What barriers do you see that your staff might see that maybe are out of their control or within their control, which might affect the outcome? Because it's worth thinking about those known dangers as we go forward. What is the level of self and collective efficacy in your organisation? How would you find out? Which people would you talk to? How can you find out the self-belief, but also the collective belief of their ability to achieve their goals? Maybe that's through the discourse. Maybe you can listen to the words. If you've got staff talking negatively about their ability or others' ability or the team's ability, then that may give you an indication that collective efficacy isn't as strong as you may want it to be. And the last bit is a little bit of homework, really. Thinking about and going back to Bandora's achievement component of self-efficacy, what opportunities have you got within your team to celebrate success? Even if it's small wins, even if it's a very minor thing that somebody has achieved or done well, then make it explicit. Think about how you can make it explicit. for them and for you, thinking about what it is that we are trying to achieve and the tiny steps along the way, and celebrating those the best you can. As it says there, part 2, we're looking at different ways of developing self-efficacy and collective efficacy within organisations and groups and teams of people. I hope you've enjoyed this slidecast. Please let me know, and I will hopefully be publishing part 2 very shortly. This slidecast was brought to you by Adventurous Life and Leadership. As I said, my name's Jonathan Le Fevre, Life and Leadership Professional Guide, offering support to organisations and individuals to help you flourish through wellbeing training, leadership coaching, and within a school context, after 17 years of headship, helping with many elements of school improvement, as it says there, including teaching, learning, curriculum development, and safeguarding. If you'd like to know more, please visit my website, adventurouslifeandleadership.co.uk, and my email is there on the screen. Please get in touch. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.